Welcome to the Kathleen and Tom Elam Center at the University of Tennessee at Martin. 2013 fall commencement exercises will follow for approximately 600 graduates. It's a special day for these students and their families and friends. So join us as we honor the achievements of these summer and fall graduates as they become the newest University of Tennessee at Martin alumni.
Welcome to the fall commencement for 2013. Would you please remain standing for the invocation, which will be offered by Reverend Lee Clements, campus minister for Trinity Presbyterian Church.
Let us pray. O Holy One, we praise you for this celebration. We thank you for everyone who made this day possible. These graduates who are reaping the rewards of their hard work, their loving families and friends, the talented faculty, and the supportive staff. Bless these graduates as they go out into the world. Grant them wisdom to make good choices. Give them integrity and courage to do the right thing. Help them find their voices to speak up when confronted with injustice. Give them generosity to share their abundance and hearts of service to help those in need. Pour out your Spirit on this ceremony. Remove any anxiety. Shower these graduates with your gracious love. May they know the comfort and joy of your presence, and always remember that in you we live and move and have our being, now and forever. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Clements. Please be seated. If you would please join me in thanking Delana Easley for our processional and recessional music. Delana is a lecturer in the Department of Music. Thank you, Delana. Welcome to our fall commencement for 2013. We're very pleased to have parents, friends, faculty, staff, and of course, today's graduates. I would also like to welcome those of you who are joining us via the internet. Today's graduates represent 48 different Tennessee counties and 10 states, including Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan, Mississippi, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. We also have graduates from the countries of Japan, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, and Thailand. To our graduates, good luck to each of you, and be assured that the faculty and staff wish you the very best. Remember that you're soon to be part of an alumni group numbering in excess of 41,000 UT Martin graduates around the world. I also want to specifically acknowledge the parents, spouses, and other relatives and friends who join us today. Your support has been critical. We thank you and invite you to join us for a reception immediately following this ceremony. There's a third group that's been critical to the success of today's graduate. This group is the faculty. I know them as friends and dedicated professionals. Today's graduates will remember the faculty for their wisdom and counsel. Our graduates' success in life will be impacted by the time and effort of the UT Martin faculty. Would our distinguished faculty please stand and let's express our appreciation for what you mean to us. Please stand. Thank you. I'm going to recognize a few additional faculty and staff, and I would ask that you please stand when your name is called. I'll ask members of the audience to please hold your applause until we've introduced everyone. Our mace bearer is Dr. Michael Gibson, Professor of Geology in the Department of Agriculture, Geosciences, and Natural Resources. Dr. Gibson is a University of Tennessee Alumni Association Distinguished Professor. Our processional marshals are as follows: Faculty Senate President, Dr. Jeff Rogers; Faculty Senate Vice President, Dr. Brian Donovan; Interim Vice Chancellor for Finance and Administration, Ms. Nancy Yarborough, and Vice Chancellor for University Advancement, Mr. Andy Wilson. This year's recipient for the Cunningham Outstanding Teacher Scholar Award is Dr. Carol Eckert, Professor of Art. Thank you for your contributions and your time and effort toward this university. You will note in your program the names of retiring faculty members. We want to thank them for their many contributions and years of service to this institution. At this time, I would also like to introduce a special member of our platform party who's important to the University of Tennessee and especially to UT Martin as a member of the governing board of trustees for the University of Tennessee. Mr. Crawford Gallimore is from Martin, is a UT Martin alumnus with a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration. Mr. Gallimore is Chief Financial Officer of the Hamilton Riker Company. He was appointed to the Board of Trustees in 2008. Thank you for joining us, Crawford. Also with us today, we're particularly pleased to have Dr. Joe Dipietro, President of the University of Tennessee. Please join me in thanking Dr. Dipietro for being with us today, and he'll bring congratulations to our graduates later on in the program as the degrees are conferred. Other members of the platform party are listed in your program and will be assisting in today's ceremony. I'm now pleased to introduce our special music for the day. Dr. Doug Owens will perform Romanza on the oboe. He will be accompanied by Delana Easley on the piano. Dr. Owens, Delana, that was especially beautiful this morning. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate your performance and admire your talent as well. Delana performed on a Steinway piano this morning. The University of Tennessee at Martin has officially been named an all-Steinway school, becoming part of an elite group of only 135 schools and conservatories around the world to be recognized as an all-Steinway school. We're delighted this morning to welcome our commencement speaker, Dr. Renee Bailey Iacona. Dr. Iacona is no stranger to UT Martin. She's a 1991 graduate of UT Martin and earned a bachelor's degree in biology, graduating as a university scholar. While at UTM, Renee held various leadership positions for Alpha Delta Pi and was recognized as the Greek Woman of the Year by the Panhellenic in her senior year. Dr. Iacona also holds a master's degree in public health and a PhD in pathology from Vanderbilt University. Renee now serves as the head of Alliance and Operations Office for the Global Biometrics function at AstraZeneca Pharmaceuticals. Dr. Iacona currently resides near Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where she lives with her husband, Nick. She has continued her leadership role for Alpha Delta Pi and serves as the Grand Counsel as the International Vice President of Alumni Membership, overseeing the strategic development of more than 220,000 alumni members worldwide. For UT Martin, Dr. Iacona has started a Leadership Endowment Scholarship Program and currently serves on the steering committee for building the Alpha Delta Pi Sorority Lodge on our campus. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and pleasure to welcome back to our campus Dr. Renee Bailey Iacona to the podium.
I feel like I'm going to get a sunburn up here, so let me pull this down. I realize I'm standing between you, the families, and the graduates to your degrees, so hopefully today I'll be giving you words of inspiration and you'll remember some of what I said, and it won't take too long, so that's what I'm going to promise you. So graduates, family, friends, and faculty, I'm very thrilled to be here today to celebrate this day with all of you. And I hope over the next few minutes to give you words of reflection that speak to each of you and also inspire you to consider the opportunities ahead. First, I'd like to express my thanks to Chancellor Reeves for extending the invitation to speak to me, for me to speak today. It's actually something I never thought I'd be doing, serving as a commencement speaker here at UTM. So when Chancellor Reeves mentioned this to me at homecoming, I was very flattered, but actually thought it was a kind gesture, and was really surprised when he called me later that week and actually extended the offer. And then I realized he was serious. So once I accepted, I began to think about what I would want to say and what words I would want to leave with you here today. In October, I was fortunate to receive the UTM Alum of the Year Award, and I was as surprised to receive that award as I am to be standing here in front of you today. During that weekend, I had the chance to speak with Bud Grimes from University Relations, who interviewed me for the campus radio station as well as the campus scene, the UTM magazine. And during our discussion, Bud asked me, what piece of advice would you give the students today? And my response to him was, never say never. And that leads me to the theme today that I'd like to share with you. But to help you understand this theme, I have to give you a little bit of background about myself that goes beyond what Chancellor Reeves just explained. So I come from Middle Tennessee. You'll hear the drawl in my speak every once in a while, which surprises my fellow Philadelphians. I'm from Hendersonville, to be specific, and I went to Hendersonville High School. I came from a family where I was the first to attend college, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of the graduates today are also the first in their families to attend college. At that time, I had never traveled on my own, I usually vacationed in East Nashville with my grandparents all summer, and every once in a while we went to Pensacola, and I thought that was the big time. My life growing up was pretty simple, and it was very much focused on studying, church, and family. I got good grades, I was an overachiever, I still am today, and I was very involved in organizations starting early in junior high school. So in the summer of my sophomore year in high school, my guidance counselor encouraged me to sign up for a new program that was starting that year in the state called the Governor's School Program. I applied and I was accepted to the very first Governor's School for the Humanities, and I'll let you guess where that was, here at UT Martin. I remember coming to Martin and thinking, wow, this is a big place. And I remember moving into GH Dorm Hall and being so ready for my parents to actually leave so I could start my new experience. I loved my time here that summer. Thinking back, it was a month of making friends. It was a month of studying Greek mythology, learning Greek language, and having fun with the faculty members where we had a very small, unique experience. At that time, I got to meet Dr. Ernie Blythe and William Zachary, who later come back to play a role in how I changed here at UTM. Given I loved that experience so much, the next summer I actually applied to go back to Governor's School, and this time I was accepted to attend the Governor's School for the Sciences, which is at that other UT Knoxville. So being excited about the experience I had had at Martin, I was really excited to go the next summer to Knoxville, hoping to have the same feeling that I had when I was here at Martin. And I will tell you, UT Knoxville is not home to me. So for you Vol fans in the room, I'm sorry, but orange doesn't do it for me unless it's combined with blue of UT Martin. To the point that today, when I'm asked where I went to school, as soon as I start saying University of Tennessee, they assume the other one. But I am very happy to emphasize the Martin and where I went to school. And I hope that graduates, you will do the same. So when I was initially choosing where to go to college, I will admit that my heart had initially been set on Vanderbilt University. I grew up in Middle Tennessee. It was just something that I loved. My high school was the Commandos. We had the same alma mater as Vanderbilt. I just thought it was fate. That's where I was supposed to go. But when I applied, my backup school was UT Martin. And I remember at the time making the difficult decision, having received some financial aid to go to Vanderbilt, but having received many scholarships to come to UT Martin. I made the decision for myself and for my family that actually was the right decision. In the end, I chose UT Martin and came to school on the Leaders in Residence and the Honors Seminar Scholarships. So in my first year of UTM, my life changed in many ways, and I want to share some of those with you. First of all, I got involved in an organization that has changed my life, Alpha Delta Pi Sorority, where I have stayed involved since I graduated, and I now serve, as Chancellor Reeves mentioned, on our board of directors, which is known as our Grand Council. I oversee the development and opportunities for our alumni, volunteers, and members, but most importantly, I get the chance to interact with collegians at many campuses, at almost 200 campuses across the country. The second thing that changed my life was I took 2 classes in my freshman year that really introduced me to my future. The first was genetics. I was a biology major, so I took genetics, where I met Phil Watkins and Jimmy Trenum. The second was honors psychology, where I was reunited with William Zachary. It was through these 2 classes that I was offered the opportunity at the end of my freshman year to join the University of Scholars program. From there, I got the chance to work with Professor Trenum, Carol Slack, who I got to see last night at the Opera House. For the next few years, I learned more about science in a way that the classroom wouldn't have provided. I later graduated as a university scholar and found a love of science that has continued to today. I finally made it to Vanderbilt University as pursuing my graduate degrees, and there I studied breast cancer and genetic susceptibility, taking us back to my genetic class all the way in freshman year. Today, I use these skills as I work for AstraZeneca Pharmaceuticals. I began in the pharmaceutical industry in 2001, where I began in the oncology division as a statistician, applying all that I had learned at UT Martin as well as Vanderbilt And over time, I became a leader in the oncology group and moved onwards towards management, and now I lead a global department. Through my job, I'm able to travel the world, speak to crowds larger than this, and see many parts that I never would have thought standing in GH Hall as a sophomore in high school that I would ever be and go to. So hopefully you'll begin to see the theme of never say never related to my story. When I reflect back on my life and when I was younger, I remember thinking, first, I would never go anywhere other than Vanderbilt. Second, in high school, I never thought about joining a sorority. I was a student I loved to study, I loved to read. It just wasn't something I ever thought I would do. And I remember signing up for sorority recruitment on the very last day of the deadline, cutting out the worst picture in the world that probably now would not have flown by. And look at me now, I'm serving on the Grand Council of a great organization. I never thought I'd live outside of Tennessee. I never thought I'd marry a Yankee, and I never thought I'd give up grits, but here I am, and I've done it. I also never thought I would travel to places that I'd never dreamed about: Indonesia, India, China, Philippines. And just over the last 6 months, I've been to many of those places and more. Even after I joined AstraZeneca, I remember thinking early in my career, oh, I'd never be going for that position. I'm not qualified for that position. So graduates, as I reflect back on my life and all the nevers that I used to say, I have become a true believer now on never saying never. So if you leave here today remembering this and seeing all the opportunities that UTM has prepared you for, like it had prepared me, I will feel very proud that I made a difference here today. So when I chose this topic and began to think about this expression of never saying never, I actually looked it up and researched it and was very surprised to see the numerous places it appeared. So the first recording of this expression, never say never, came in 1837 from Charles Dickens in the Pickwick Papers, where it was stated, "Nothing is impossible, anything can happen. Never say never." Graduates, how true for you. UTM has prepared you for nothing being impossible. No matter your major, you have a great degree. You've had the attention of excellent faculty who have prepared you for the future. It is now yours to do what you will with it. No matter what organizations you were involved in here at UTM, if you had the experience like I did with Alpha Delta Pi, undergraduate council, residence life, you have learned life skills that will help you succeed in the future. So our second citing of Never Say Never comes from actress Gloria Swanson, who passed away in 1983, but soon before her passing actually said these words: "Never say never, for if you live long enough, chances are you will not be able to abide by the restrictions it has set upon you. Never is a long, undependable time, and life is too full of rich possibilities to have restrictions placed upon it." So my experience is I don't think I'm that old, and I realize some of you graduates looking at a 44-year-old, you're thinking, oh, that's old. But in my reflection, I think that Gloria Swanson had it right. It actually doesn't take you too long to learn that the nevers in your life limit you. So why not consider all that you have before you right now? Some of you right now are considering going to graduate school. Some of you are considering going to medical school. Some of you are going into teaching, and some of you may not even know what you're going to do tomorrow. My advice to you is to think about the opportunities and seek out what it is that you like doing. I will tell you it makes a world of difference when you go to work each day if you have a passion for what you do. I have a passion for making a difference for patients by working for a pharmaceutical company that provides medicines that either can save or change lives. And that gets me going every day. Graduates, you need to find your passion and ensure that you never limit your opportunities with the nevers. So now I'm a little afraid to say this, but I'm going to quote Justin Bieber. And I say it because perhaps many of you don't really care about Charles Dickens, and you may not know who Gloria Swanson is, but I'm pretty sure everybody in this room knows who Justin Bieber is. So Justin Bieber recently named one of his albums Never Say Never. And basically he said in that album, in a song, follow your dreams and never say never. Dare to dream, believe, and never say never. So I never thought Justin was very wise, but when I found this quote, I was like, wow, maybe I'll give him a little bit more credit than I thought. So graduates, today is a day to dream, a day to celebrate your accomplishments, and for families to be proud of what your graduate has done, and to help them dream about all that is ahead for them. When I reflect back on my time and graduation from UTM, I was actually not sure of what I was going to do next. I actually took 2 years off after I left UTM. 1 year I served as a nanny. Never would do that again, but I did. Took care of twin preemie babies, and that really gave me a chance to reflect on what I was going to do next. The next year I served as a laboratory assistant at Meharry Medical College in Nashville and got back to the science that I love so much. So my advice is, even if you don't know what you're going to do tomorrow, after today, don't worry, just continue to dream and continue to think about the possibilities that lie ahead of you. For as long as you're open to those possibilities and never say never, there's always a chance for the opportunity for what happened to me to happen to you. Like me, UTM has prepared you for the opportunity so that perhaps one day you'll stand on top of the Great Wall of China after Chancellor Reeves has asked you to speak at a commencement and think about what you're going to say. And you too, hopefully, will be able to make an impression on the future graduates to come. So I'm going to leave you with a contradiction. I'm actually going to use the word never, and I'm going to give you permission to make sure that you follow these nevers. First, never forget your time at UTM. The friends, the faculty, the family, and the home atmosphere that you've experienced here. The time that you've had to be a student here will impact you for the rest of your life. All of this has helped to create who you are. That's how it's been for me, and I suspect it'll be the same for you. Our second never that I hope you always remember is never forget to give back. If you were on a scholarship here at UTM, if you were mentored by a member of faculty, don't forget it and pay it forward. Even when you graduate and you gotta rub 2 pennies to pay your bills, think about giving back. Think about volunteering for UTM in a future situation. Remember to come back to homecoming, because no matter what you do and whatever you give, it will make an impression on a future student. I thank you for your time today and wish you all the best of luck and a path to success of full and exciting opportunities as I've had. Many thanks to UTM for preparing me, and now you, for what lies ahead. Congratulations, class of 2013, and I hope you always remember to never say never.
Justin Bieber, huh? Thank you, Renee, for those comments. You honor UT Martin and us today, and we're so pleased you could come back and share your story with us. Thank you. Let's give her one more round of applause. Making today's announcement of the Paul and Martha Meek Leadership Awards is Dr. Margaret Tosten, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs.
First awarded in 1970, the Paul and Martha Meek Leadership Award is given to a graduating senior who demonstrated outstanding qualities of leadership while at the University of Tennessee, Martin. The award was originally established and funded by the 3 Meek children to honor their parents. Would the following students please come forward? Cara Kidwell, Jonathan Nunley, and Robert Reeves. The first student to receive the award is Cara Kidwell from Dresden, Tennessee, and she is a communications major. Cara has served as president of the Southeast Journalism Conference, president of Public Relations Student Society of America, vice president of Women in Communications, secretary of Non-Traditional Student Association, secretary for the Media Design Club, and director of social media for the PACER. She has been bestowed many campus awards, as well as the National President's Citation at the PRSSA Conference in Philadelphia. On a community level, Cara has worked with Girl Scouts of America, Community Developmental Services, the March of Dimes, and St. John's Community Services. She also coordinated a mock earthquake disaster drill for the Weakley County Emergency Management Services. Congratulations, Cara. The next recipient is Jonathan Nunley, a management and marketing major from Union City, Tennessee. Jonathan has served as president of the Black Student Association, a member of the Student Government Association Freshman Council, senator for the College of Business and Global Affairs, student ambassador, and contributing photographer for the Spirit magazine. He has mentored high school students with Young Scholars Academy by holding positions as study coach and counselor. Jonathan has been active locally in working with Meals on Wheels, Red Fern Animal Shelter, the Boys and Girls Clubs, the UTM Recycling Center, and the Tennessee Leadership Academic Camp. Congratulations, Jonathan. Our third recipient is Robert Reeves from Trenton, Tennessee, an electrical engineering graduate. Robert has served as chair of the student chapter of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, captain of the robotics team, vice chair of the student chapter of the Society of Manufacturing Engineers, and chair of academic affairs for the Student Government Association. He has mentored his fellow students by working as a leader in the Peer Enabling Program, a supplemental instructor, teaching assistant, and tutor in the physics and engineering programs. Robert has received the Physics Award, Outstanding Upper Division Engineering Student, and the Fundamentals of Engineering Award. Congratulations, Robert. Thank you.
Congratulations, John, Cara, and Robert, on your award. It's well deserved. Dr. Gerald Ogg, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, will now present our honors graduates for recognition.
Graduating honors students may be identified by the gold cords draped about their necks and have achieved grade point averages within one of the three following categories: cum laude, 3.2 to 3.49 on a 4-point scale. Would students graduating cum laude please stand to be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Magna cum laude, GPAs of 3.5 to 3.79. Would students graduating magna cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Finally, summa cum laude, students graduating with grade point averages of 3.8 to 4.0. Would you please stand and let us recognize you? Thank you. You may be seated. Graduating university scholars may be identified by the gold medallions draped about their necks, and they are among approximately 15 students each year who have been admitted into that prestigious program. The program involves courses and activities for a select group of talented and highly motivated students. If you're a graduating university scholar this semester, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Congratulations.
As I mentioned earlier, President Joe Dipietro is with us today to bring congratulatory remarks to today's graduates. Dr. Dipietro was elected president of the University of Tennessee Board of Trustees in October of 2010, became president officially as the 24th president on January 1, 2011. Prior to his appointment, Dr. Dipietro served as Chancellor of the UT Institute for Agriculture from 2006 to 2010. As Chancellor, Dr. Dipietro oversaw UT Extension, Ag Research, the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources, and the College of Veterinary Medicine. During his tenure, the Institute began interdisciplinary programs such as the Center for Renewable Carbon, the Tennessee Biofuels Initiative, and the master's degree in landscape architecture. Between 2006 and 2010, external grant support for the Institute of Agriculture increased 30% annually. A veterinarian by training, he earned a bachelor's degree, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, and master's degrees at the University of Illinois, Urbana. Before joining UT, Dr. Dipietro served as Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine at the University of Florida from 1997 through 2006. He rose to tenured professor of veterinary clinical medicine and veterinary pathology at the University of Illinois, Urbana, and held administrative positions, including Assistant Director of Agriculture Experiment Station and Associate Dean for Research in the College of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Dipietro and his wife Deb live in Knoxville and have 3 children and 6 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. Joe Dipietro, President of the University of Tennessee.
Thank you very much, Chancellor Rakes. One correction, we now have 7 grandchildren, and another one's coming in March, so we're quite a prolific family. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate the graduates today on their accomplishments and say well done. More importantly, I would say that to the faculty, you've once again worked your magic here at UT Martin, and it's a tremendous faculty we have here that really cares about the students that we train at Martin. Dr. Iacona mentioned in her remarks, and it was a great speech, wasn't it? I mean, I take in these graduations frequently, and I can tell you that hers was among one of the various finest I've heard in some time. But you know, this system that I have the privilege of leading includes UT Martin, of course, but UT Chattanooga, UT Knoxville, It includes the Institute of Agriculture, the Institute of Public Service, and the Health Science Center in Memphis. And what I've tried to do in my time frame in this role is to codify and to really advocate for the fact that each one of these campuses is unique. Each one adds incredible value to our system and does it with style, grace, and at a level like nobody else in Tennessee. So I'm very, very proud of UT Martin, and we understand that people have ties to a local campus. I grew up around a small regional campus like this in Illinois. I happen to go to the University of Illinois, and I understand that these small regional campuses, or smaller regional campuses like Martin, do wonderful, wonderful work. And so I'm very proud of people who graduate from UT Martin, and we very much want to see Chancellor Reeves and his excellent team advance this institution. So it's a great day to celebrate here in West Tennessee. And, you know, we participate in lots of graduations. We had a couple of them yesterday, one in Knoxville, one in Memphis. We have one in Chattanooga today, and we have one here. And so we will produce in this 48-hour period another nearly just about 3,000 graduates from state institutions in our system. Our governor has a Drive to 55 initiative, and that is to increase the number of people in our state, adults, who possess a post-secondary credential from around 31% to 55% by 2025. So not only is it great that we've worked our magic and that you as students have been remarkably changed, hopefully, for the positive over your time frame here and are getting your degree, and be a degree that makes you work ready and ready to go to work in your discipline or field, but also we're advancing an effort to produce more college graduates more quickly and more efficiently across the state in order to help Governor Haslam and our state get to that Drive to 55. And so those are all key issues that we accomplish at our university. We do three things at the University of Tennessee. We educate, we discover, and connect. And your degree and your degree conferral today and handing you a diploma is a core way we advance our educational mission. Without you, we really don't have a university. And so it's really mission accomplished today in that key area around education. I would tell you a few things for your future. Number one, make sure that you go out to the world and continue to think fondly, as Renee said, of UT Martin. You can measure universities in a lot of ways. You can measure them by the caliber of the students that come to the school from the beginning, from the standpoint of their academic profile. You can measure them on the basis of the scholarly activities of their faculty, and we do very well here at Martin in that regard. The talent of the administrative team, and their ability to make the institution effective, efficient, and very, very service-oriented towards students. But I think another key way is the continued engagement of you as alumni in your institution. And you can be engaged in a lot of different ways. You can be engaged with your time and your talent, and lastly, your treasure. And we hope that you will continue to support the University of Tennessee Martin in whatever way you're able to in the future. We'd also say that we want you to be the very, very best in your career and get a good word out about UT Martin and how it provided you an opportunity in a career that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to do. Lastly, I would tell you that you ought to be well, that you ought to not always strive to do good work and at an excellent level, and that you live every day like you may not have another, because you never know. And lastly, as Renee said, never say never. Thank you, and Godspeed to you.
Before conferral of degrees, I would ask the following groups to please stand. Moms and dads of the graduates, spouses and children of the graduates, great-grandparents, grandparents, guardians, brothers, family members, and friends. If you would stand. Graduates, if you would you give a round of applause for them? Thank you. At this time, the deans will present members of this year's graduating class for conferral of degrees.
In the College of Agriculture and Applied Sciences, will the following candidates please rise? Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, Bachelor of Science in Geosciences, Bachelor of Science in Family and Consumer Sciences, Bachelor of Science in Natural and Resource Management. Chancellor Reeves, President Dipietro, the candidates before you have met all the requirements for their respective degrees as set by the faculty and are ready for their degrees to be conferred. Please be seated.
Will the candidates in the College of Business and Global Affairs please stand as I name your respective degrees? Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Political Science, Bachelor of Arts in Political Science, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. Chancellor Reeves, President Dipietro, the candidates before you have met all requirements for their respective degrees as set by the faculty and are ready for their degrees to be conferred. Please be seated.
Will the candidates in the College of Education, Health, and Behavioral Sciences please stand as I name your respective degrees? Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice, Bachelor of Science in Education, Bachelor of Science in Health and Human Performance, Bachelor of Science in Social Work, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and Sociology, Bachelor of Science in Psychology and Sociology, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of University Studies, and Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies. Chancellor Reeves, President Dipietro, the candidates before you have met all the requirements for their respective degrees as set forward by the faculty and are ready for the conferring of their degrees. Please be seated.
For the College of Engineering and Natural Sciences, would the candidates for the following degrees please rise? Bachelor of Science with major in Biology, Bachelor of Science with major in Chemistry, Bachelor of Science with major in Computer Science, Bachelor of Science with major in Mathematics, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, and the Bachelor of Science in Engineering. Chancellor Reeves and President Dipietro, the candidates standing before you have met all the requirements for their degrees as established by the faculty of their respective departments and are ready to have their degrees conferred. Please be seated.
Will the candidates for the following degrees in the College of Humanities and Fine Arts please rise? Bachelor of Arts with majors in Communications, English, History, Philosophy, and Spanish. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Arts in Music. Bachelor of Science with majors in Communication and History. Chancellor Reeves and President Dipietro, the candidates before you have met all the requirements for their respective degrees as set out by our outstanding faculty and are ready for their degrees to be conferred. You may please be seated.
Will the following graduates being awarded graduate degrees please rise as I call your degree? Master of Science in Agriculture and Natural Resources, Master of Science in and Consumer Sciences, Master of Business Administration, and Master of Science in Education. Chancellor Reeves, President Dipietro, these candidates before you have met all the requirements for their respective master's degrees as established by the graduate faculty and are ready for their degrees to be conferred. You may be seated.
Students, would you please stand? Students, graduates, this is your chance. I'm going to now turn the podium over to President Dipietro for the conferral of degrees.
Thank you, Chancellor. By virtue of the authority of the state of Tennessee vested in the Board of Trustees of the University of Tennessee, and by them delegated to me, it hereby gives me great pleasure to confer upon you the respective degrees for which you have been recommended, with all the rights, privileges, honors, and obligations appertaining thereto. You are hereby recognized as university graduates and alumni of the University of Tennessee at Martin. Congratulations to each of you in this special day in your lives. You now may be seated. Congratulations, well done.
Shake some hands? Yeah. Okay. There's your little. At this time, the graduating class will be recognized individually. Announcing the names today are Dr. Robert Nanny, Professor and Chair of the Department of Communications, and Dr. Richard Robinson, Associate Professor of Communications.
From the College of Agriculture and Applied Sciences, Davis William Cock. Hunter C. Batson. Gordon B. Bijovet, summa cum laude. Patsy Leanne Blackstock. Christy Marie Cunningham. Jacob McCord Fast. Brandon Stephen Fletcher, cum laude. William Michael Gooch. Emily Grace Hayes, cum laude. Ty James Houston. Ashley Helen Johnstone, cum laude. Brittany Dawn Kemp. Daniel A. Kitzman. Brandon Jared McMillan. Chase Austin Moss. Kayla Michelle Quinley. Bridget Ashley Reeves. Alan Eldridge Reich. William Andrew Schultz. Lindsay Annette Skinner. Terry Scott Steele. Courtney Shane Stone. Ray Venable Taylor. Matthew Clayton Tillman, magna cum laude. Andrew Jarius Worf, cum laude. Caitlin D. Watt. Joshua Thomas Webb. Bethany Shea Wood, cum laude. Mary Ellen Wortham. Darlene Talisha Bratcher. Morgan Danielle Kogar, magna cum laude. Courtney House, magna cum laude. Jordan Brooke Jones, cum laude. Savannah Jewel Jones, magna cum laude. Amber M. McClary. Whitney Beth Pope, magna cum laude. Takia Renee Rainey, cum laude. Whitley Brooke Sutherland, magna cum laude. Monica K. Stepp, cum laude. Hannah L. Wade. Morgan Nicole Whitaker. Sean Patrick Falkenberg. Jonathan Lee Garrison. Larry Benjamin Greer, cum laude. Devin Lee Parker. Sierra Ashton Rhodes, summa cum laude. Melissa G. Sage, cum laude. Charles Darren Wyatt. Jordan L. Gunn, cum laude. Dunquita Michelle Singleton. Brantley Kane Solis, cum laude. Mary Christine Stinson. From the College of Business and Global Affairs, Jerneria L. Alexander. Istabrak Al-Musale. Anne Catherine Adams. Sultan Al-Ajmi. Abdullah Fahad Al-Hawan, cum laude. Abdul Mohsen Abdullah Al-Hamad. Munir Al-Saboka. Saad Mogbarak Al-Sabai. Ahmed Balmir. John Casey Barnes. Saud Abdurrahman bin Shuwashosh. Robert M. Bodie. Michael James Bell. Delisa Elizabeth Bond. Kimberly Ann Boswell, magna cum laude. Kendrick Brooks, cum laude. David Slayton Brown. Jasmine Cree Burton, cum laude. Jeffrey Terrence Douglas. Drew Aaron Duncan. Ian Prescott Earls Bales. Charles Scott Elligood. Christopher Ryan Eslick. Cole Thompson Grosvenor. Crystal Deanne Guest, cum laude. Seyon Han, cum laude. Casey Lauren Hazelwood, cum laude. Paul Dwight Hedge. Brianna Renee Hill, cum laude. Joshua Andrew Hill. Aisha Shanae Ingram. Cody F. Jennings, cum laude. Crystal Dawn Jones. Ashley Williams Lindsay. Cody Lee Marbury. Jarvis L. McCann. Megan Jones Neely, summa cum laude. Elena Michelle Nevels. Jonathan Maurice Nunley. Mitchell Eric Polk. Jonathan A. Price, cum laude. Tyler Christopher Ray. Kristen M. Reynolds, magna cum laude. Mario Dwayne Ross. Megan Elizabeth Schwab. Nicole Tikhonov Shanklin, magna cum laude. Shung Hoon Shin. Rebecca Jordan Smith, magna cum laude. Rory D. Stutzman, magna cum laude. Kayla Marie Thomas. Trevor Cavalorti Corey. Jared R. Toe. Judith Darlene Tucker, magna cum laude. Joe B. Waddell. Trevor Scott Walker, cum laude. Jeffrey Lamont Ward. Josie K. Webb. Robert E. Horton, magna cum laude. Ashley Nicole Burton. David Taylor Deming, cum laude. Kevin Christopher Goray. Thomas Hanbrook Jr. Gregory Octavice Palin. Marilyn Lauren Tyree. Aman Asharafa. Mahindra Aurora. Andrew Parker Greer. James Monroe Kempton. David Albert Llewellyn, magna cum laude. Larry Alexander Marshall.
Graduating in the College of Education, Health, and Behavioral Sciences, Joshua Tyler Davis. Erica Nicole Cleaves. Matthew Dale Gamble, cum laude. Davy Lynn Miller. Heath Travis Knowles. Jessica L. Rupp. Richard Denzel Smith III. Kayla M. Saloe, magna cum laude. Robert Gordon Stewart III. Candace Faith Tomlinson. David Andrew Walker. Caleb Drake Watts, cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Adkins, cum laude. Christopher Carl Alexander II, magna cum laude. Lindsay Joe Battles, cum laude. Kiera Andrea Blade. Jessica L. Borowski, cum laude. Ashton Blair Brawley. Samantha Catherine Brewer. John Trevor Brittingham. Sabrina Carol Wood Burton. Chelsea Lynn Cross. Brittany Ann Edney. Robert Allen Ellis, magna cum laude. Kristen Jordan Fagan. Annalyn Smith Floyd, cum laude. Marisa Dion Franklin. Stacy Renee French. Jacob Anthony Gardner, cum laude. Matthew Ryan Gilmer, cum laude. Jessica Nolan Goodman, magna cum laude. Taylor Ann Greer, magna cum laude. Kimberly Ann Hernandez, cum laude. Megan Hope Hummer, cum laude. James D. Hutchins, cum laude. Tammy Renee Irons. Philip Michael Kimball. Monica King, magna cum laude. Kayla Christie Cruz, cum laude. Allison Faye Lambert, cum laude. Chelsea Ray Lassiter, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Dion Milligan. Amber Ann Milner, cum laude. Haley Michelle Mills, magna cum laude. William Wesley Morgan. Amy Lynn Nielsen. Taylor Ann Perry, cum laude. Caleb Michael Poore. Anthony Luke Radcliffe. Catherine L. Reynolds, summa cum laude. Anna Jordan Reisner, cum laude. Mary Lauren Elizabeth Rogers, cum laude. Rebecca Lynn Sanders. Mary Catherine Searcy, summa cum laude. Abby J. Smith. Natasha Marie Steele, summa cum laude. Eric Matthew Stone. Krista M. Toddy, cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Trobaugh. Emily Brooke Vaughn. Sierra Shea Villarreal. Kristen Nicole Watts, magna cum laude. Damon Lavelle Wary. Latoya D. Williamson. Corey Ann Uree. Marty Lamar Matthews. Courtney Jewel Abernathy, magna cum laude. Jeffrey Adam Alexander, magna cum laude. Lance David Alexander. Tevin Lance Barksdale. Chelsea Deanne Breeden. Dwayne Brown. Chastity Danielle Frazier, cum laude. Leslie D. Frizzell, magna cum laude. Brittany M. Garner, cum laude. Kelly K. Hogan, magna cum laude. Summer Leanne Hoke. Cassie Holland. Destin Lakeith Johnson. Brittany Trerell Jones, cum laude. Constance Janelle Jones. Felicia Renee Jones. Dennis Lafayette McNeil. James Dean Mulkey, cum laude. Corey Jean Oliver. Christopher Lee Palmer. Shabri Duvall Payne. Daryl Cummins Pemberton, cum laude. Dexter Lewis Ridings. Alexa Sierra Robertson. Beth Ann Sanders. Asley Nicole Scott, magna cum laude. Justin C. Sims. Jessica Lauren Schneider. Dominique Lachey Summerall. Alicia Brooke Thornton, cum laude. Major Tyler Tripp. Kendall L. Wilson. Candace Nicole Wood, cum laude. Sarah Jordan Allen. Kimberly Nicole Baxter, cum laude. Desiree Shanice Bills. Carrie Beth Cash. Brianka Nicole Crawford. Sarah B. Crone. Jennifer Nicole Gilbertson. Anisha Lachey Hall. Cherry Colette Gwendolyn Harris. Arlissa Nanette Hopkins. Ashley Michelle Hopper, cum laude. Ainsley Elizabeth Holshoff, summa cum laude. Shannon Janae Hurst, cum laude. Shayla Jacynthia Ingram. Shitarika Lee Jennings. Demetria Nicole Jones. James David Lucy, cum laude. Erin Elizabeth McCoy. Andrea M. Moore. Cynthia Monique Naylor, cum laude. Casey Ann Taylor, cum laude. Emily Rose Thomas. Cameron DeJuan Bedford. Robin Lee Bingham, magna cum laude. Allison Mae Brock. Micah A. D'Archangel, cum laude. Cameron Taylor Graham, magna cum laude. Christy Clarion Griggs. Antonio Dwayne Knowlton. Mariana Dabarushimana. Priscilla Richards. Brittany Nicole Beard. Tanika Tierra Davis. LaShonda Duncan. Courtney Raquel Horton. Danielle M. Ketchum. Akila Jaza McNeil. Kendra LaUpri Wilty. Daryl Glenn Winfrey. Catherine Elizabeth Anderson, cum laude. Tammy W. Brewer. Hattie Beatrice Cheney, cum laude. Catherine E. Christmas. Dana Lynette Cox. Kathleen A. Donnerworth, cum laude. Melinda Shaquille Dorch. Travis Glenn Eakin. Elizabeth M. Gibbs. Amanda Gale Gray. Nicholas C. Holt, cum laude. Katina Paulton. Glenda Patricia Ivory Pearson. Anita W. Smith. Myra Angelette Wright. Latonia Darcel Bailey, cum laude. Emily Beth Bogue. Cashel D. Brown. Cody Allen Butler, summa cum laude. Shelby Taylor Clayton, magna cum laude. Patricia Murnell Henning. Carmen Alexander Jenkins. Sherry Ann Love. Richard Kalen McCann. Faye Dixon Mooney. Marquitra Cherie Patterson. Natasha Nicole Pickens. Derek Allen Sims. Dagan Evan Smith Wilkie. Ashley Ray Teague. Allison Elizabeth Thomason. Jeremy Jerron Washington. Brenda T. Whitaker. Darnisha D. Young. Graduating in the College of Engineering and Natural Sciences, Seth Eugene Appleton, magna cum laude. Zachary Ryan Bruce. Henry Devin Hutchins. Christopher Lee Kerner, cum laude. Robert D. Reeves, summa cum laude. Jordan Nash Tettleton. Spencer Glenn Walker. Patrick S. James. Michael Wayne Beasley. Kelsey Nicolette Curry. Matthew Warren Gallion, magna cum laude. Hillary Morgan Gauze. Christine Jeanette Hassel, magna cum laude, University Scholar. Rosa Maria Jaramillo. Heontanai Kim. Kyungmi Kim, magna cum laude. Kayla Lynn Meyer. Mary Grace Ordung. Erin DeAngela Osborne. Adarius Michon Perry. Julie Marie Reddick, summa cum laude. Latoya Lachey Robinson. Lauren Ann Rawlings. Cassie Nicole Scoggin. Elizabeth Page Smith. Tessa Nicole Stevens. William D. Thornton, cum laude. Jared Hunter Whitby. Graduating in the College of Humanities and Fine Arts, Garrick Terrell Douglas.
Carrie N. Durso, summa cum laude, University Scholar. Alan Ray Jones Jr., magna cum laude. Tiana Lee Adams. Logan Michael Camarata, magna cum laude. John A. Isbell. Kelsey Page Mason, summa cum laude, University Scholar. Gary Shane Shepard. David Tyler Thornton. Verena Rochelle Query. Sarah Elizabeth Henderson, cum laude. Megan Suzanne Bradbury. Amanda Alarica Cottle. Tony Douglas Hudson II.
Wait.
Cara Kidwell, cum laude. Whitney Aisha Lucas. Riley Elizabeth Moran, cum laude. Robert Jonathan Tyler Nicholson. Tammy Jo Stanford. Elena Martinez Thompson, cum laude. Tanya Marie Evans, magna cum laude. Jocelyn Marie Market, cum laude. Jessica Ray Raleigh. Justin Garrick Brewster. Cassie Frensley. Taylor K. Newick, cum laude. Seth Davis Herzberger. Jana Nell Pratt, magna cum laude. Allison Michelle Spray, cum laude. Lauren Melissa Suter, cum laude. Mara Alexandra Vogt, magna cum laude. Lindsay Dawn Whitley, cum laude. Now graduating with master's degrees as denoted by their hoods. Natalie Nicole Monroe. Rebecca Marie Akred. Phonramp Athi Wangthanawat. Landy G. Fuqua. Chelsea Lynn Orto. Keneen Strip Prasurf. Gaitlin Lowell Willis. Molly Young. William Ryan Geralds. Leon Duvel Tillman. Angela Renee Alamari. Stephanie Ruth Anderson. Christopher William Birmingham. Amanda K. Brooks. Gwendolyn Michelle Ingram. Amber Gail Neal. Vernon McKay Pruitt. Jason Brent Quick. Suzanne Gaither Smith. Joseph Tackett Jr. And Mary Margaret Aldrich.
Again, congratulations, graduates. You're joining over 41,000 graduates of the University of Tennessee at Martin. To conclude the ceremony, I have two requests. Number one, keep in touch with your alma mater. Come back to UT Martin. Let us help you when you can. Respond to us when we call. The stronger we become, the more valuable your degree becomes. Number two, to echo what President Dipietro said, be supportive and vocal about the value of higher education as you move forward. Post-secondary education has become an essential element for a successful future. Invest in others by sending us other good students like you. With an average family income level below $32,000 in Tennessee, a college education is certainly essential. You're about to enter a new stage in your life. Learning will continue in different ways. Education's not what we receive, but what we achieve. As graduates of UT Martin, your diploma is a symbol of a significant achievement. Your resume contains another tool representing a body of knowledge, problem-solving skill set, if used wisely, can ensure a wonderful future for you. As we close the ceremony, I invite everyone to continue your celebration with us by joining us in a reception in the field house. It's adjacent to this area at the top of the stairs. The reception will begin immediately following the ceremony. Join us for refreshments and enjoy this day. I'm going to call on Dr. Robert Mancusi, Associate Professor of Music, who will lead us in singing the UT Martin Alma Mater, which is printed in your program. Please stand now and remain standing until the platform participants have exited the arena and the members of the faculty have exited.
On the plain